Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Depends on when you're watching this my movie. I am Nurse Don Esowokike, a, a nurse psychiatrist and a mental practitioner, and also a psychologist. I want to speak on the psychology of drug abuse. First of all, what do you understand by the term psychology? So many people have defined psychology based on how they understand it. But first of all, I want to specifically, give you the paraphrase definition of psychology as the study of the mind and mental processes of human and other organisms that are living, or you can say of other living organisms. Those that might be confused with the syntax of my definition, you can also say that psychology is the study of the soul and its relationship with the mind and how it affects the body, and at the same time relate with the people around you in the society where you dwell. Then, what do you understand by the term the psychology of drug abuse? Drug abuse is basically a psychological problem. Here I'm trying to relate drug abuse as an illicit intake of drugs without doctor's prescription. I can also say that it is the use of a drug that is not legally prescribed by a physician, doctor, a learned learned medical personnel, or a caregiver, that is being issued without them recommending or prescribing those drugs. You call it drug abuse. You can also define drug abuse as taking drugs above the limit of how it is being prescribed for. And at that point now, we now have some other terms like drug misuse, and we still have the term drug intoxication. We have terms like tolerance. We have terms like drug addiction. We have terms like drug detoxification. After this intoxication, you should have things like detoxification. We still have so many terminologies that are related to drugs, but that is not the area I'm going to. The area I'm directing this my study or this particular lecture is here on the psychology of drug abuse. How does drug abuse affect your thoughts? How does it affect your feeling? How does it affect you and people around you? Yes, drug an is a toxin, let me call it that. It's a toxin or a substance that, when taken to the body, it changes the body mechanism. Some people can say that when taken, it changes the body dynamics, and at the same time, It's also changing the body, you know, movement, and also affect your behavior and affect your physical health. And at the point, because you are abusing these particular substances, it will cause a lot of deterioration to your system. And when a deterioration is being caused, definitely, if it is mentally deteriorated, it affects your relationship with others, which is how the psychology of drugs have come into play, because we're talking about psychology of drug abuse. Then sometimes also it also affect your physical look. Your physical health might also be affected, because when your physical health is being affected, your mental health will never be in other hands. Your mental health have also been deteriorated and have also been affected. Then you are not psychologically okay, because if you're not healthy, you cannot be psychologically okay. Notwithstanding, sometimes it also affect your socio-economic aspect of life. One, how you spend your money, how did you relate to people, and how did you, try to uh, associate your spending, and how when you don't have to affect your relationship with people, because drugs is a money drainer. Drug will drain your money, will finish your cash, and secondly, will affect your financial status. And when your financial status has been affected, definitely your status in terms of your social status will also be affected. If you are an addict and you have been subsumed by drugs, obsession, definitely what happened to you is you become, you know, be persistent, and continue taking drugs without going away from it. But let me just go straight to the term psychology of drug abuse. Yes, I don't want to go more far deep. I just want to try to emphasize on how does drug abuse affect our psychology. Drug abuse is a psychiatric or psychological emergency that need an urgent response. And what we do to an addict is to first of all remove the person from the environment where the substance is available. So drug abuse or addiction is basically an admission case, because if it is not, the person is not admitted, then the person will always going back and take the dose if he's at home. So at that particular point, we first of all we prescribe that the individual should go and visit a rehabilitation center where a psychologist, a psychiatrist, an occupational health officer, where a social worker and guidance and counselor will talk to this individual and tell him the implication and the dangerous effect of drugs, and how drugs can affect his future. A lot of people have that are in a well-to-do condition have been deteriorated because of how they have been abusing substances of illicit group, and these people, you know, take these drugs and purchase it with a lot of money, and the particular individual that was doing well, you see the person not doing well any longer, because he will be he will convert his all his earning will now go to drugs. You see somebody that have a land will sell land just for the obsession of taking drugs. If not because of some certain things, I wanted to group drugs as a type of as an obsessive compulsive